Well, the fallout continues this noon following the release of the so-called torture report. The scathing report accuses the CIA of brutal interrogation techniques against terror suspects post 9/11. The United Nations top special investigator is now calling for the prosecution of senior U.S. officials. But as Karen Travers reports, some are calling all of this a political stunt.
U.S. officials around the world are on alert, bracing for reaction to this report.
The interrogations of CIA detainees were absolutely brutal, far worse than the CIA represented them to policymakers and others.
The Senate Intelligence Committee's so-called torture report is a 6,700-page damning indictment of the CIA's enhanced interrogation techniques used after September 11th. And the conclusion? The methods were not effective. A British citizen who was held at Guantanamo Bay for 3 years welcomed the U.S. transparency.
But what doesn't happen is accountability.
The abuse began with the CIA's first detainee, al-Qaeda operative Abu Zubaydah, who was waterboarded 83 times. The report says that in one session, Zubaydah became completely unresponsive, with bubbles rising through his open, full mouth. The CIA pushback was quick, Director John Brennan saying the harsh interrogations helped thwart attack plans, capture terrorists, and save lives. But as for the claims that Osama bin Laden was tracked down based on information gained from enhanced interrogations, the Senate committee says that's false. President Obama told Fusion's Jorge Ramos there were a lot of people who worked hard to keep the U.S. safe.
But I think that any fair-minded person looking at this would say that some terrible mistakes were made.
3 former directors of the CIA wrote in the Wall Street Journal the Senate report was flat out wrong and a partisan attack. Reporting from Northwest, Karen Travers, ABC 7 News.